Happy New Year and welcome back to a page from the book of. Since I last came on here, I've changed the name of the channel from A Study Log. I wasn't really feeling it and decided to make this change to fit what I have in mind for the space. This particular video is divided into two parts. There are chapters or timestamps linked below, so feel free to navigate as you like. The two parts are Techo Kaigi for 2025 and setting up the planner with some blabbering about the goals for the new year. Feel free to use it as a body doubling if you wish to. I'm going to unbox some things that I ordered from Archive for the new year. The product links are down below if you're interested. I got myself a Midori gradation day length planner. I also got a passport size sticker notebook insert for my traveler's notebook, and Archive sent a very cute paper notebook keychain with their order. I haven't found a use for it yet, so it's just hanging out by my desk. The planner itself is a P6 notebook and comes in three colors. I went with the navy blue. It has a polyethylene cover which feels very velvety and tactile at the same time. I like how it feels in my hand. And if you remember, I used the Midori A6 one day, one page planner last year, and I really liked how the balance of structure and flexibility that it maintained. But I need something which leans more towards time blocking approach for this year. So the 24-hour vertical weekly pages on the planner is just great for it. It also has a sunrise and sunset coloration which changes with the seasons, but it's Japan centric, but it's still quite a nice touch. Other than that, they have an annual calendar and a monthly calendar, which are great planning tools. I'm going to add a snapshot of how the monthly and daily pages look here so you can take a look at it. In the end, it has some ruled pages for notes, a page dedicated for morning and evening routines, and something for seasonal or quarterly planning, and a habit tracker. The habit tracker is divided into three sets with 3 months per habit, but since there were a total of 12 sets of three habits each, I decided to track three habits through the 12 months of the year. I haven't decided what the habits are yet, but I'll do it in a couple of days for sure. In addition to this, my Techo Kaigi lineup for this year includes a 5-year journal and a A5 daily journal that I have not shown in this video, but they've made their presence known before and will continue to do in the future. In addition to this, I have a notepad on my desk which I used to just jot down things randomly, but I want to use it to note down thoughts that might distract me if I act on them right away when I should be focusing. I came across this idea from some other person online about having a distraction journal so that you can make a note of it and go back to it during your study breaks or work breaks, and I think I need it in my life. Moving on to the second part, that is the goal setting for 2025. Every year since the last, I think 2022, I've been making a bingo card with all my resolutions. I break them down into quarterly goals or something that is easier for me to bite into and achieve. This year, I've divided the goals into general wellness, career and education, finances, fitness, hobbies, travel, and some miscellaneous goals. So there are 7 categories, and I break them down into things that I can achieve and have sub goals. I'm just going to do a general overview here so that it's easier for me to explain. The first category is general wellness. I have 3 goals which fall under this category. First, I want to have a better sleep and wake cycle. While my sleep wake cycles have improved drastically from those of the years past, I want to consistently wake up before 4 a.m. and sleep by 9:30 p.m. I think this will be one of the habits I'm going to track regularly over the year in the planner. But I'm going to give myself some freedom on holidays or if there's a very pressing event. My second goal in this category is to improve my gut health. This means I'm going to consume less ultra processed foods. eat more fermented and probiotic foods, and cook or eat at home, which is probably just healthier in general. My third goal under this wellness category is to reduce short form video consumption. I know it's a huge ask, but last year I managed to cut down binge watching shows on Netflix or Amazon Prime. This was done in two parts. First, by weaning myself off slowly and then completely stopping my subscription and not finding any loopholes. I'm very proud of myself for doing this. So I started by stopping after watching one movie over the weekend or never watching more than one episode. It did take a lot of self control, and I had to give myself small um, rewards for doing well and not binge watching too much. Not that it didn't happen initially, but I slowly stopped myself. And I think I'm going to take a similar approach to this because it works. The plan is to start a stopwatch or timer on my watch so that I limit my scrolling time. First to under 10 minutes per day, then to under 5 minutes, and eventually have a weekly limit. The next category is career and education. I want to be more confident while presenting and improve my speaking skills. I've been passively listening to the Think Fast, Talk Fast podcast and applying some of it to my presentations. It's definitely helped me a lot in my presentations and makes me want to take up more speaking or presentation opportunities at work. My second goal in this category is to stick to my study goals and focus for at least 5 hours on weekdays and maybe around 12 days on weekends and holidays. This is solely exam focused and I just need to try my best. The last two goals under this category are language learning. I'm learning French and Russian and want to reach the B1 or B1 and A2 respectively in French and Russian. My plan to achieve this is to spend about 10 to 20 minutes per day for each of them and then try to write DELF B1 for French in the third or fourth quarter of the next category is finances. I have two goals in this category. I won't elaborate on them, but it is to invest about 30% of my earnings and expand my emergency fund to its full glory. Next up is the fitness category. So last year I started swimming more regularly and I want to carry it forward, but add in more cycling to it. I want to be more active in general, and I'm planning to do this by jogging about twice a week and stretching once a week for sure. I'm about 8 kgs away from the midpoint of my ideal weight for my height, so I want to get closer to that in a healthier pace. I also want to reach places by walking or cycling wherever possible. So I did a walkathon last month in December, and I want to make my own cool maps and follow those routes around. The last fitness goal is to do a 50-kilometer long cycle ride sometime after my exams and definitely after the monsoons. So hobby-wise, I wanted knit sweaters for myself, my mum and my granddad. My grandma does not like wearing sweaters, so I'll probably make her a vest or a shawl depending on what she wants. I also have a very loose reading goal of 12 to 25 books and want to complete my scuba diving certification post-monsoons. Alright, next up is the travel category. This is a fun one. I have a week-long Himalayan trek coming up in a couple of months, so I'm very excited for that. And post-exams, I also want to do a 500-kilometer plus bike ride. I usually do 150 to 200-kilometer long ones, so this is going to be interesting. Lastly, there's some miscellaneous goals that I could not categorize under one category. The first one is punctuality and showing up to places on time. I want to leave home for work before 9 a.m. and want to be consistent in my efforts. I also want to improve my four-wheeler driving skills. I'm currently taking some refresher classes, but I want to drive more on my own and be confident about it. Oh, I think I left out my plans for this space. I recently worked through the takeaways from 168 Hours by Laura Van Dikrum. They're on the screen here. The amount of data that went into coming out with this book is daunting and very overwhelming. So I want to do my weekly reviews on here. This will most definitely happen every 2 weeks, but maybe weekly when it's possible. That's it for my goals for 2025. I made a point system so that I can track them and be more flexible with it. I'm pretty sure you also have quite interesting ones, so drop them below if you want to. Good luck with them, and I believe we got this. Happy New Year once again, and bye bye until next time. Take care.